If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? You'll fade the words I will choke.
Happy NBA offseason Thursday, man. It is June the 30th, 2022. This is the AM Drizzle on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, and we are live. For Sammy Action, I am Michael Carvello saying, what's up, thumbs up, Sammy?
I am doing better than Miles Bridges and his domestic partner right now, so I'm happy.
Oh, that is so bad, dude. We were talking about that before the show started. That's just you can't do that. I mean, even if you're not an NBA player, you don't hit women. I've never understood that concept in men's brains.
It can never be that bad. No matter what the argument is about, it should never be that bad to resort to violence.
Yeah, we're having to beat the man. That doesn't mean beat the person up. It means walk away.
Yeah, it's going to cost him a lot of money too, and good.
Right. Fun story, Sammy. Last night, this is actually funny how that's not funny. It's just ironic how it happened. So basically, this girl's on the phone minutes before she clocks in, right? And she's my coworker, right? And she's on the phone with her boyfriend. Somehow I get involved in the conversation, and I just, I'm just making her laugh and stuff. Suddenly, like out of nowhere, like he wants to beat my you-know-what. I'm like, whatever. This guy's older than I am, and I'm 25. At what point do people realize middle school fights are not the answer anymore? It's so immature to just fight. Like, why? Same to you, Miles Bridges.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that in this day and age we're still resorting to sort of like low level, intimidating, physical presence and violence. It's ridiculous.
What does it prove? It's like the MLB brawl. Like, what does it prove? Nothing.
Nothing. It proves that that translators can get suspended.
That was funny. Chistoso. That means you're funny in Spanish. Lord have mercy. AM Drive.online has the best morning show merchandise because who's got the best morning show? Everyone here. So AM Drive.online, and we are so confident that our merchandise is lower priced than any other podcast. That if you find something that's lower priced, like a t-shirt that's like $10 instead of 16, show me. We'll price match it for you. We're that confident that we will really take a loss. We'll take the L for you. But don't worry, you won't need to. Trust me. Awesome shirt. This is on the field. Did you ever get the on the field reference, Sammy?
No, I didn't get it.
So one day, a few shows me and Aaron have been talking. We'll kind of go off the rails a little bit and talk about a person's personal life. And it's like, whoa, keep it on the field here. Keep it on the field. So I just made the hashtag on the field and then turned into a shirt.
Yeah, it's a pretty good idea.
Fair enough. Finally, well, hopefully, I know Mike Florio is paid by the NFL to write. I know that the Pro Football Talk is a very popular website. I also know Mike Florio can talk out of his butt sometimes, so hopefully this is true. If for Sammy's sake, I hope it is. Deshaun Watson might get a 6 to 8 game suspension, which if you have a knucklehead, every knucklehead knows that that's the case, okay? That's probably going to happen. The NFL wants it to be a year, but it's not going to happen because he wasn't charged for anything. So, obviously 6 to 8 games sounds good for, say, face value, I guess. But I just want this to be over with Sammy. I keep saying it.
Yeah, hopefully it ties up. Now, unfortunately, I read something yesterday that said that the decision won't be made right away, which I was a little shocked at. I thought they were making the decision right away. I thought that was the whole point of the trial, but or the talks. But whenever it comes down, I think it will land in that 6 to 8 game range as well.
It's funny how much tug of war we're doing right now with this whole situation. First it was, banish him from the league. Then it was this. Then it was that. Guys, just make a decision, man. Like, do they just want? I feel like the NFL sometimes drags stories out on purpose. I'm not saying they would do that for this situation, but I certainly wouldn't put it past them. Because who's still talking about it? Stupid shows like us, man.
I think the reason why the NFL is dragging their feet on this, I think their biggest fear in Deshaun Watson is they make a ruling, they suspend him, and then 10 more women come out
That's
and then
right.
accuse him, and they have to go through the whole process again. So I think they're trying to make it so that every little piece of information that can come out does come out before they make a decision.
All right, you heard it, ladies. If you still want money, you've got it. Okay, don't do that. Okay, you get what I'm saying. That was strictly for the cash grabbers, not for the ladies that are actually victimized, but the ones that were in it for the money. That was a bad joke.
There were definitely women who were victimized, and there were definitely women in this for money. And the ones who are in it for money are the ones who I really, really hate in this situation, more than even some of the things that he's being accused of. That in itself should be a crime.
He's being accused of being a pervert, man. Let's be real. Like, okay. Like, wow.
And he probably is, but for the women who are just doing it for the money, the women who still sought business with him afterwards, who still reached out to him to apologize to him, and are now suing him, they should be charged with some sort of crime too.
It's horrible. Oh, let's get into actual sports. Hey, on the field, right? Well, the Deshaun Watson situation is definitely not that. Anyways, The Atlanta Hawks got all-star Dejounte Murray from the Spurs. Now, he almost averaged a triple-double last year. He was an all-star. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. But this young guard, Sammy, I live in Savannah. I know it's 4 hours from Atlanta, but the Hawks are technically my home team. You can argue it might be the Hornets. I'm okay with that too, with LaMelo Ball. But as for the Hawks, I get to watch a lot of Trae Young. Trae Young last season was the only player, I think, besides Luka to have like 25 points and average that much assist as well. Like, dude's off the charts, amazing. People talk about who won the Luka and Trae Young trade. It's always people say Luka, but I think they both are doing pretty dang well. I think the Mavericks have just had a little bit better roster around Luka for his play style. But I'm telling you what, man, they kept John Collins in this deal, which that was the big piece everyone was talking about. And you added a guard who a couple seasons ago tore his ACL in the preseason was supposed to already be this good for a couple years now. I think this is a great trade for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, this is the quintessential. We're going to get rid of all of our best players and we're going to suck so we can get high draft picks. That's what the Spurs are doing here. I mean, they're unloading their talent and getting picks to stockpile for future drafts. And Atlanta is the one who gets lucky and gets an all-star player to put along with their other all-star guard, giving them probably the best backcourt in basketball right now.
You think it's the best? Because you got to remember, Klay Thompson is still struggling. Last time we checked, Steph Curry shot a career low. I'm wondering, like, who else would compare? Chris Paul's like 48 years old, or at least he looks it. Devin Booker just choked.
I mean, Chris Paul and Devin Booker
onto something.
Chris Paul and Devin Booker are probably the best backcourt in the West. This will probably be the best backcourt in the East. And I could make a case they're probably the best backcourt overall. I mean, they're two young 20, 25-year-old guys just getting to their peak and both playing at an exceptionally high level. This will be a very difficult backcourt for teams to stop.
I can't wait for it because I know Trae, he not only does he provide the three, but Trae's ability to drive and kick is insane. Like, he makes the passes that you see only from Ja, LeBron, and Luka. Like, just the most insane, or even Jokic. There's only a select handful of players who can make those passes. Trae is definitely one of them. It's called making the defense look silly. As for Dejounte Murray, it's like Russell Westbrook, but with a shooting pulse. It's incredible. He's an athletic guard who can change the pace just like that.
This is a very, very good roster. I mean, this even there, if you go down their bench a little bit, losing Gallinari is no loss. So still keep John Collins. You still have Clint Capella. You still have guys who have made they made a deep playoff run just 2 years ago. I mean, they're in a slouch, this team. So, I mean, this is a team that can definitely make some noise in the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference is getting better every year, and this is a team that will definitely join that fold.
Hawks GM or somebody like that in the front office said, we didn't make any moves last year, and it showed. we have to change the roster. This might be that. I don't even know if the Hawks are done yet. Because you got to think on other rosters, I leave it here, and then I'll let you talk on this. They got DeAndre Hunter, who won a championship with our guy, Kyle Guy, in Virginia. DeAndre Hunter is a very polished young player. Very well coached. Fundamentally. You've got John Collins, like you said, stretch 4/5, shot blocker. Clint Capella, who's the freaking lob threat and a rim protector. This team doesn't have a lot of holes, man.
No, they don't. And the biggest, toughest matchup for them is always going to be somebody like the Milwaukee Bucks or, a Jason Tatum type player, because while Clint Capella is a great rim protector, he struggles on defense when you stretch him. But, this is a team that can go out and get another player, and there's some other big men out there they can grab. I'm surprised they didn't go get, what is his name, Pakel from the Spurs as well.
Pirtle?
Yeah, no, Jake Poto, yeah, Poto.
Yeah,
because he's also available, and he would have been actually quite helpful for them with adding some size. They may make that deal in the later months anyway. But yeah, Atlanta's a tough team, dude. They're going to be really tough next year.
And it would be stupid of me if I did not mention the Red Rocket, Kevin Huerter. That's a white dude who can jump and shoot a three. Those don't come around too often. Oh, Lord. Speaking of big men, Sammy, on the other side, we're going to talk about what you would give up for former number 1 draft pick DeAndre Ayton. Also, free agent Bradley Beal is happening, and we're going to talk about that. And James Harden. What a humble, winning thing he did. We'll talk about all that and more on the AM Drive on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah. You want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Alongside Aaron Donald, I am Michael Carvelis, and we are the AM Drive. What's up, Sammy?
Man, I wish I was Aaron Donald sometime, man. He lives a pretty charmed life, that guy.
I'm sure. Hey, if you want to support your team with every league, every team with daily deals like $24, free. I'm going to screw this up. Free shipping on $24 or more. You got to go to mikeandaarondrive.com and do what?
Click on our F.
Wow, that sounds good. Click on our F. That's right, the Fanatics logo. When you click the Fanatics logo, the entire Fanatics store is at your disposal. Okay, so go on there, get your free shipping. In order to do that, you got to click and add to cart times a milli. Trust me, I'm waiting on my Kyle Guy jersey. I promise you the day it comes in, I'm going to don the crap out of that thing. I was so happy when I saw that was available, the Kyle Guy jersey. And by the way, his number 5 is now taken by our new rookie, Nikola Jovic. So I kind of got like a rare piece here. I'm very happy.
Can you get his Virginia? You can get his Virginia jersey, right? Do they sell college jerseys on Fanatics?
I think I'm not sure if they have that one, but Lord, that's a good point because the NIL is a thing now.
Yeah.
Ooh, or I just have to custom make one. Who knows? Megan, hook me up. Who knows? I'm kidding. MikeandAndrew.com, click the Fanatics logo. Thank you, Sammy. Okay, so I'm trying to do my best. Nice person vibe here because DeAndre Ayton is on the market. Whether or not they want to trade him or give him up, I don't know what the details on that is. Is he being traded or is he just a free agent?
I think he's being traded.
Oh, okay, so here's the
I'll
thing.
look it up real quick.
I'm going to try my best because what would you give up? So here's the thing. I'm trying not to say a bag of sun chips. Okay, because this dude is a former number 1 pick. I've always said from day one of that draft, if you're a big man and you are drafted number 1, you better be a beam-banging bruiser or have a 3-point shot. He's neither. He will get abused by other big men who have a pulse of wanting to try. He cannot shoot the 3 as of yet, although his jump shot's improving for what the heck that's worth. Guys, he might have been the reason they lost to the Mavericks. Seriously. I say that because, yeah, Booker struggled. Yeah, Chris Paul was kind of hurt. Who cares? You're the big man inside. You got out-rebounded by guys like Dwight Powell, who I love. But that goes to my point. He had a will to beat you, and he beat you and made you look soft. And he is soft. So what I would give up, I wouldn't even want him because he wants the max money. So I dang sure ain't doing that. I don't know who would do that. So I'm going to say I'll give you a bag of sun chips and maybe a $5 bill because I don't know at this point.
I think he's worth slightly more than that. I'm not saying a lot more, but there will be somebody who will trade for him. And
of course,
look, he's a guy who shot 60-something% from the field. He averaged 10 rebounds a game. I mean, if you look at his stats, and I'm sure his agents will, you can sell a pretty good player here. If you watch the games, you can also see a very soft, very not a huge effort player here. So, I mean, there will be a team, and there are lots of bad NBA teams who will go after a player like this because the stats are there. And you know what? Maybe a change of scenery, maybe a change of coaching, or maybe a veteran presence will change his mindset. I mean, he's still a young guy. It's not like he's in his 40s, right? This is a young dude. Right. This is his second contract. I mean, he can easily take the next step later. People are late bloomers. I mean, it's possible. But he's played healthy. He's a big guy. I mean, there are things to like here. It's not like he's a terrible player, but he's not nothing.
A potential trade package is floating around via real Quentin Mayo. I don't know if it's a former NBA player. It's not, but it sounded like OJ. Oh, I'm thinking of OJ. Anyways, a trade package floating around is the Nets received DeAndre Ayton. The Suns received Nick Claxton, Joe Harris, and maybe Cam Thomas. I thought that'd be a fleece for the Suns, and I'm going to tell you why. I know that Ian McQuiston, who's a friend of the show, was like, "Oh, that'd be horrible for the Nets." I mean, for who? It'd be horrible for the Suns. I'm like, no. Joe Harris is a sniper. Nick Claxton's a very good athletic big man who actually gives a crap about playing rough. And Cam Thomas is up-and-coming scorer. Yeah. DeAndre, go away. I'll pay for your flight to Brooklyn, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, usually, if you get the best player in a deal, you do the best. You win the trade, right? It's always been sort of the way we evaluate these deals. Now, in the case of like draft picks, if you end up with the best draft pick, which ends up becoming the best player, then you win. You know, a la Herschel Walker trades. But in that situation, I kind of feel like the Suns get the worst end of that. You know, Ayton is still the best player of those three, and while those pieces are all nice, there's only 5 guys on the court at once, and adding quote-unquote depth is never the way to win a trade.
I don't know, man. If I can dump a dude who thinks he's worth more than he's worth, and I can add an athletic big man plus a shooter and another scorer, I mean, what else could they want? Like a draft pick for crying out loud?
Well, here's the thing, though, right? The Suns roster is pretty deep already. When are those guys even going to play? You're
Well,
going to probably
considering Jay
cut Joe
Crowder can't hit the side of a backboard anymore, I feel like Joe Harris would be doing a good job with that.
I feel like Joe Harris probably gets cut in that situation. Nick Claxton becomes
Oh.
a rotating bench guy, and Cam Thomas will probably stick with the team. But again, they already have big players on that team. So I mean, where are those guys going to play? You're just adding guys on your bench for a bona fide starter.
Call me James Jones.
Yeah, but the bench doesn't win you championships. And if you look at the Warriors, I mean, they only played what, 7 guys.
I don't know if DeAndre Ayton wins me a championship. Now, granted, if I'm the Warriors, oh wow, I just thought something really scary. If the Warriors can find a way to like get somebody back, like get DeAndre Ayton, and their biggest problem is rebounding. Oh, okay, wow. I just threw up in my mouth thinking about that.
I mean, the Warriors' biggest offseason move should be finding a way to trade James Wiseman while somebody still wants him.
I mean, trade James Wiseman, give up Jonathan Kuminga, and then Jordan Poole, and you have your roster's now Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, who's good in that role, Draymond Green, and DeAndre Ayton. They might run it back.
I don't know that I give up Kuminga, but I would definitely give up Moses Mooney.
Oh, same thing. Like, give me Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, and one of those two, and then maybe a draft pick. You can have DeAndre Ayton. I think both teams would be okay with that.
Yeah,
because you get rid of a contract, and then like you have a chance to sign more. Hey, who knows?
Sadly, that trade will never happen because they'll never trade within their own conference like that.
I think it's division too. I don't know. But Bob Myers also said he wants to keep the same roster. I'm telling you, it's fun when you're ahead.
Oh yeah, it's good to be the king. There's no doubt.
Oh, I just can't wait to not be king. Bradley Beal. This one came out of nowhere because I have heard for years, insiders, outsiders, the streets, that Bradley Beal wants to keep building with Washington. Aha! Psych! Sammy, this one was wild. I thought he was going to pick it up. I thought he was going to keep his option. He's now going to test free agency, and that means if a contract is pretty close to what he's got now and he can win, watch out, league. And Wizards, you're in shambles.
Yeah, I mean, the Wizards haven't been the same since they became the Wizards anyway. They were better off as the Bullets. But
that's a bad name, Sammy.
Both the names are terrible. But yeah, I think that you could see him sign with a team like the Knicks, who just free up a bunch of cap space. He could sign with a team like the Lakers, for mid level. I don't know what he's expecting in the free agent market. He's a big player. I mean, if he wants to win, he can go to a contender. He's not going to win with Washington, so good on him for putting his name out in there and seeing what comes back.
Who do you think should go after him? Because I mean, people like to throw on the Miami Heat. So listen, here's the deal. We're already maybe in the market for Donovan Mitchell, which, by the way, I'd take Bradley Beal over Donovan Mitchell. I'm not saying that because I like both players, but I know Bradley Beal's way better. But we have Oladipo, we got Butler, we got Tyler Hero. We have too much guards right now.
I mean, a team like Milwaukee can use a guard. Milwaukee could use a shooter like him. The Knicks, I don't know what Milwaukee's cap space looks like, but the Knicks have the cap space. They just freed up a bunch. Yeah, there are a couple of teams I think could go after a guy like Bradley Beal. Boston probably not so much, but Boston does need to add some pieces. But Bradley Beal doesn't necessarily fit with Jaylen Brown also playing a very similar role. But Milwaukee would be a great pick.
What about Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, Brooklyn. I mean, Brooklyn's already pretty much over the cap as it is. I don't know how much money they have to spend on free agency right now.
That's Kyrie's fault.
But Milwaukee could, and Giannis is a guy who will restructure if need be, and they can find a way to get some cap space to sign an absolute sniper like Beal.
I know they got Tyrese Maxey with Sixers. I mean, James Harden just freed up some cap space.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, Harden, Beal, and Embiid.
Yeah. That's a good
The East would have so much big talents, dude.
Yeah, the East is getting stacked. Every year it seems like they're getting better too.
Ever since who left.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that James Harden. James Harden I was this close to becoming a fan of his when I read this news last night. I had to remind myself that he did overeat his way out of like 2 different places. But I do want to say, James Harden got out of Brooklyn because Kyrie's a nutcase. So I can kind of justify him doing that. He also was insane with Houston. This guy, by declining this player option of $47 million, hi Russell Westbrook, moron. James Harden looks like he wants to win. This was a great humble move by James Harden. You don't see this. It's like Freddie Freeman firing his agent to me is what this level is right now. You just don't see this stuff anymore. Get your money. Keep doing what you got to do. These guys care.
Yeah, I mean, James Harden's never won a championship, right? So, I mean, for a guy like him who wants to be considered one of the better players to ever play the game, he has to get one of those rings, and he's got a team that can definitely get him there. He just needs a few more pieces, and this move will definitely help build that roster up a little bit more.
I wouldn't mind seeing James Harden paired with like another point guard. Like imagine, like the Dejounte Murray and Trae Young effect here. Like, Trae can shoot and pass, but maybe let him shoot or pass any set game. James Harden can pass, he can shoot, but make him do one or the other. That way, you can take a load off of his shoulders.
Well, that's what the whole Kyrie thing was supposed to be about, right? The two of them in the same backcourt. It just never worked out for them. And I mean, he played with Chris Paul, so I mean, he also had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've had other backcourts where he was sharing the ball, and he's fine if he's in the point guard role where he's not expected to be the scorer. For whatever reason, he just gets in his own head and just stops trying to score. But doesn't stop trying to facilitate. And so I don't know. The guy's a little bit of a head case, and I've tried to be on his defense in the past. At some point, he needs to come up big in some of these big games, which has never been the case. But regular season player, he's a great player.
What if he shaved his beard? I mean, he's got a different mindset. Well, who knows? He may have a goatee right now. We don't even know it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. A new look James Harden would be fun.
Yeah, I'm a pass first James Harden now. I don't know who the bearded guy is. That's incredible.
Yeah. His shooting touch has definitely fallen off in years past. I know you did a little bit of analysis on Steph Curry. I imagine if you did the same analysis on James Harden, you would see the same decline as he's gotten older.
I'm doing that right
now. But with that said, he still can pass, he still can facilitate, he still draws fouls, still gets into the lane.
Right.
This is a player who you can use to win games for you. He did come up big in one of the playoff games where Embiid got a little bit hurt. He carried them. I think it was Game 5 of the series they lost.
I'm very well aware.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't show up in Game 6, but he was big in Game 5. So, look, if this guy comes into the league, if he comes into the season, he's in shape and he wants to win, he defers money, I can easily root for James Harden to get his first ring wherever whoever ends up being on the roster with them. But until he gets that first ring, I don't think he can ever be in the upper echelon of players.
If he's jacked with the goatee this year, it's all over for the Eastern Conference.
If I were him, I'd go with the mohawk and goatee personally. Just do the full biker James
Harden. I don't. That's like 2K, man. We don't want to get 2 video game this year.
He could be the emoji I built in my NBA 2K. I have a goatee and a mohawk in my emoji.
Well, I got like 4 arm sleeves in my player, so it's like tattoos, piercings. Oh yeah, call me DJ Randolph.
I can picture you with the bull nose ring, Mike. I'm not gonna lie.
With a little septum.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm not that fat. Hey, it's been a great show. I think that's enough of that. I don't even want to add to that on the next segment. I ain't gonna lie. So, Sammy, thanks for joining me. And for those of you that are watching live, there was quite a few of you actually. Thanks for joining us. Go to MikeandAaronDrive.com to support the show, and we'll see you tomorrow for Sammy Action, Aaron Crouch, and everybody that comes on this show. I am Michael Carvello saying, drive safe, won't you? Bye.
Keep it on the field.